Welcome to the eLogic Modern Selling for Manufacturing series. In this video, I'm going to cover how the sales team can effectively collaborate to get a configured quote out to the customer. The process is going to begin with an inbound email to the outside salesperson. They're going to take that email, they're going to convert it into an opportunity and assign it to the inside salesperson who's going to pick it up, go configure the quote, and then send an email with that quote back to the customer themselves, copying in the outside salesperson and closing the loop. So let's go in and see how this process unfolds. So I'm going to begin inside of Outlook here, and you'll see actually that Lawrence Matuzek has actually sent me an email asking me to quote on some GIE mixers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this email and I'm going to convert it into an opportunity inside of Advantage. So I'm going to come over here to Dynamics 365 panel, and I'm actually going to use my set regarding and go create a new opportunity or a new record. Let me go ahead and just call this the eLogic GIE mixer quote. I'll set the contact to be Lawrence. And I'm going to create the opportunity type to be in our aftermarket business. And finally, I'm going to assign this to my inside salesperson, Maxime. And I'll leave the rest of the information for him to fill out specifically himself. So I'm going to go ahead and save and close that. So this will now get created as an opportunity, get pushed out to Maxime. I, as the outside salesperson, can continue on doing some of my other business that I need to do. So I'm now logged into Dynamics 365 and our Advantage solution, and I'm the inside salesperson in this particular case, Maxime. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to my inside sales dashboard because this will inform me of the key activities and opportunities that I need to follow up on. And I notice here at the bottom of my list that I've actually got a brand new opportunity in the qualification stage for the eLogic group. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this particular opportunity. And when I do so, I can actually see that there's been some communication here between Lawrence Matuzek and David Kohar, my inside salesperson, and it's giving me some details about what Lawrence is looking for in this particular quote. So he's looking for 5 GIE mixers that have the cup plate mounting. He's looking for another 10 that actually you're using our clamp assembly mounting. I notice here that they're going to be using it in the Rochester, New York factory. And as I read through this a little bit further, I can actually see they've only got a single phase electrical outlets there, so that's a good point to remember. And then ultimately, they're actually going to be making food products. So this is pretty much all the information I need from Lawrence in order to go and configure this particular quote. So I'm going to go ahead and launch into our quoting solution. But before I finish off that part, I'm actually going to come in here and make sure that we've gone through the sales process here accurately. So the opportunity type is definitely our aftermarket business, so I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to move our forecast here to committed. We do a lot of business with eLogic, and I know that we're going to likely win this opportunity. I'm going to push this over to the quoting stage because that's the stage we're in right now. And I know the sales team is going to be just David and I in this particular case, so I've completed that step. So I'm going to go ahead now and quote this for eLogic. Now, one of the things that I know, these portable mixers are very configurable. So I'm going to go ahead and use our configuration capabilities just to make sure I select all the right components for Lawrence and for eLogic's needs. Now, in the first set of mixers, Lawrence was looking for the cup plate mounting style. So go ahead and I'll select that here immediately. And because they're making food, I definitely want to use our low solidity hydrofoil impeller styles. I'm going to go ahead and select our impeller length of 1,016 millimeters. And now I want to actually configure the motor itself. Now, he mentioned that they're going to use them in Rochester, New York, so we definitely need to use our 60 hertz option here. And he mentioned that their electrical outlets only support one phase, so I'll go ahead and select that as well. I need to select a few more things here. I want to add the motor voltage that I think is right for him, and I'm going to use our variable frequency for our motor speed. I'm going to go ahead and set these at our 10 horsepower. And because we've done some advancements here, we've added a few solutions. Both our tachometer I'm going to add on here and our speed sensor, I think it will be very valuable for the eLogic organization and manufacturing facility. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the quote itself. Now, he mentioned that he wanted 5 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and set the quantity to 5 and reprice this. And next, I want to set the other set of mixers that he needs. They were almost identical to this first set of mixers. So I'm going to go ahead and use my copy capabilities, and I'm just going to set a second line item here, and I'm going to go ahead and just simply configure this second product. And really the only difference that he was looking for was he wanted 10 of the clamp assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and select the clamp assembly, slightly changes our price here. I'll go ahead and update the quote itself. And now I just need to make sure that this is set for 10. So I'll do that, and I'm going to set this up to see what our list price is here around this. And we're running at about 37,315. I'm going to apply a small discount here of 5% to both of these line items. And I'll just set that reprice here. So that'll take us down in the 35,000 range. So that seems like it's a great place for us to start. So I'm going to go ahead and now bring this quote back into Advantage, into Dynamics 365, so that we can finish off the quoting process. So I'm going to go ahead and update our opportunity. That gets me going to the right stage of the sales process. So the last thing I want to do is I want to come over and I want to make sure that I pull in those products themselves. And so when I do that, I can see here's the actual quote itself with the quantities and the right pricing. I want to quickly get a quote now back out the door to Lawrence to allow us to follow up and win this opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and export this particular quote out to a PDF. And I've got a few options here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call this the eLogic quote for mixers. And what I want to do is I want to save the PDF document to SharePoint that's actually embedded inside of the opportunity itself. So I've got a copy now of the actual PDF document. I'm going to go ahead and use our summary quote here. It's a very simple looking one, but just gives me the good summary of this quote itself. And now finally what I want to do is I want to email this back over to Lawrence. So I'm going to expand this. And we're going to actually set up this email here to go off to Lawrence itself. I'm going to copy in David just to make sure that he is aware that I've sent this now quote off so quickly back to Lawrence. And when I come in here, actually the last thing I want to do is I want to leverage one of our templates here simply so that I don't even have to write the actual email. I'm going to go ahead and select Lawrence as the option to send this off to. I'm going to select our quote response here. And now this will actually allow me to pop in a nice tailored formatted feedback here from myself back to Lawrence here. And I'm going to go ahead and use the eLogic GIE mixer quote as my subject line. I'm going to go ahead and send this off to Lawrence. And now we've sent off that configured quote. David's been pulled into the loop the entire time, and we're good to go. And so with that, I want to do a quick wrap up. Thank you for watching this brief overview of how the sales team can effectively collaborate to configure, assemble, and get a quote out the door very quickly for a customer. If you want to learn more about Advantage for manufacturers, go to eLogic.com/advantage. Thank you.